What's up guys, Nate Brodrowski from Narrowway Homestead. I couldn't be more successful at homesteading, and yet I totally feel like everything's falling apart and failing, when nothing is falling apart and failing. Truly, the most difficult part of homesteading is the whole mental side of it. It's not actually the physical success from one day to the next, or even from 1 year to year. It's all mental. The last year and a half has been the most successful, or I've made the most progress compared to any other 18-month period since I've been here. I had a camper sitting here, I was living in it, terrible camper, falling apart, everything was crazy. I didn't have nearly the animals that I do now, and now I've got this totally awesome, gigantic garage. And I'll admit, I did not think the change from a bunch of temporary stuff to just going with all more permanent stuff. Now that I'm 5 years into it, it's time to build everything permanently and upgrade everything that's temporary. I didn't expect it to be such a pain in the neck. But as plenty of people watch my channel to learn how to homestead, gotta remember this is my first time homesteading, and I used to live in a city, and then I moved to the country like 7, 8-ish years ago, learned a little bit about the country life, and then just bought 100 empty acres somewhere and figured I'd figure it out, and I am figuring it out. So ironically, I have this feeling that I'm being tremendously unsuccessful because I'm living in like some shed, and half of that shed, because that's all I finished out. And I've got this barn, and my duck flock is increasing probably like crazy real soon, but it's been increasing. And honestly, this video is more for me in the future to look back and be like, yeah, it's all fine, Nate, it's part of the process, but like, it's all mental, it's all mental, it's all mental. Got a garage up, everything's awesome, the house is working just fine. I want to build another house up there, a permanent house, an actual house, and I'm just gonna totally shove that out of my mind because I just can't even think about it anymore. I designed a new solar array. There's panels, half the components I've got. I need to get some more. They gotta go up on the roof, and I have to take my time with all of this because everything has to be perfect, because it is going to be my permanent system. But here's my struggle, and here's where you can maybe learn from me if at all possible. I've always said don't get too many animals at once because animals take up all your time. Well, animals are taking up all my time, and part of it's because of how I want to train them and how I want the animals to interact with each other and work out really good. At the same time, that all takes a whole ton of time. And possibly my biggest, it's not really a mistake because I had no money. It's really just life situations, you know? But I've got no organization at all. Like, I've got this garage, it's not finished yet, the shelving's not done yet. I've got tools in this, which is supposed to be a kitchen. I know I've still got tools down there from the outhouse. When I converted half of this into a living space because the camper was garbage and I had to get rid of it and live somewhere else, this was all full of stuff. And now it's even more crammed full of stuff, all the way up into the literal roof line. And now, so every project that I do somehow requires me to find stuff, and anything that used to take me 15 minutes now takes me an hour at least. And you might just be like, well, just go in there and, like, you know, build stuff. Well, yeah, but I'm still homesteading. So firewood for next year, very important. It's all just sitting on the ground because I need to find some place to put it because, well, I don't know, this just isn't keeping my firewood dry anymore. And then honestly, the inspiration for this whole video was just based off of one thing, which is like small, but everything's small and insignificant. It's been cloudy for days. I need power. Almost out of propane, but I got enough to run another 8 hours probably. But then my generator, which sits here, points the exhaust right at a duck who's broody and sitting on a nest. And I can't run the generator without either picking up and moving it, but then this is already under tension, so I'm just gonna, you know, get the gasoline generator and whatever, I'll make it work. Yet I've got this awesome garage and everything's wildly going in the right direction rapidly, but man, this in-between stage of stuff is everywhere, and I've already been doing this for 5 years. And then animal this and animal that, and I've got a whole bunch of kittens up there in the top floor of the garage, which was not supposed to be a barn, it's supposed to be a garage in there. They are like using the bathroom everywhere in there, and like it stinks, and actually Jen just cleaned it, so like it's a whole lot better right now, but like pee was running down the wires down onto my electronics on the first floor, which is just so not cool because that stuff's brand new. And it's in what's gonna be a climate controlled room after I spray foam all the holes shut, but I'm not done running wires yet. And I'm trying to build like this rabbit thing, which the whole idea of going from temporary to permanent is that you put something in that's gonna last for a while. So I had to build a dirt shelf so that this was somewhat level. Didn't take that long. And then these are dog crates that were used, which got for a good deal, which is really cool. And I got used metal, and then, but then I want it nice. I'm tired of this stuff that I just have to redo. Like You have to do temporary stuff when you start, but there comes a point when you must do permanent stuff. And this isn't gonna be permanent, but actually it might be so, because it's really good actually. Anyway, now it's getting this whole nice looking, I'm inverted in the camera. It's getting this nice looking roof line. Gonna get some clear panels. Jen's gonna make a cool little garden in there just for rabbits, which is awesome. I've got too many projects, too many animals and little things, which you wouldn't think a duck would disrupt my quick and easy get me electricity now, because my solar is not working really good because I haven't installed the permanent solar because I've been busy doing other stuff. And so all of these issues I'm having and struggles with, you know, all this stuff, and like I'm trying to plant grass seed and I'm trying to deal with erosion issues on top of like animal training, which like I have a 2-year-old livestock guardian dog and he's doing a whole lot better, but he still takes a bunch of time. And I've got a cat to introduce to the other cats, which I've been working on, and in a certain process right now. I'm actually almost done. It's actually not too much work to do. It's too much to mentally plan and go over. Like, I don't even know how to build my solar anymore. I ordered stuff and got stuff arranged and most of it's here, and like, I forget how many panels am I even stringing together? I don't know. I figured it out like 6 months ago. And did I write it down? Probably. Where's the thing that I wrote it down on? I don't know. And then like, because my power's crazy low and like I've got portable power stations everywhere, and so I'm micromanaging them, and they're almost all dead now. Now it's time to run the generator. Now there's a duck in the way of my exhaust, and I'm not screwing up the whole duck nest. I'm just not doing it. So I'm gonna do something different with the generator. But if you wanna know about homesteading and what is the most difficult thing, it's your own mind, because I'm being wildly successful. I've got a whole beard care product line. I've got coffee, I've got income. By the way, go to narrowayhomestead.com for all that really cool stuff. I've even got 2 full-time employees. One is handling most of like digital paperwork stuff, and the other one is literally just helping me out do things, because there's just always stuff to do and it's a lot of it. Most homesteaders do not have a income that they can rely on like I do. I mean, some do, but a lot of them don't. A lot of them is very hit or miss. A lot of them are also still staying in temporary stuff, and I'm done with the temporary thing. I'm just mentally over it. And now converting to everything to permanent, and I'm like mentally over that too. I'm just mentally over everything. The biggest obstacle to homesteading is your own mind after you're partway through it. Like, in 5 years into it, and to just not be able to step outside and relax and prop my feet up and do nothing for a day is frustrating, because I want to do that. I live in the most gorgeous place on the planet. I can't enjoy it because I'm busy doing stuff still, but I chose this. I moved to nowhere, and it's a first world problem, and the only problem is my own thought process, because everything is successful and I'm forcing everything to be successful. And I just want you to understand, if at all possible, if you're thinking about homesteading and you're in the middle of homesteading and you're frustrated because progress and money and this or that, all of that doesn't even change the whole mental thing of just mentally struggling, and you just want to have a cup of coffee in the woods from narrowayhomestead.com because it's so delicious and it's fresh roasted and it's air roasted, so it's low acidity and, you know, all this stuff. And your mind gets in the way all the time. What could honestly be complete success? I mean, I could have trees fall over and crush half my buildings. I could be really failing at this. I am completely successful. I am succeeding wildly beyond my wildest dreams, and I am way more frustrated than I would like to be. So if you're thinking about homesteading, no matter how successful you are, you will probably still find yourself in a state where you're just overwhelmed. And I tell myself, and it's gonna be better. It's gonna be so much better when I have my tools where they belong, because I used to be a contractor. I had my tools in my truck. Everything was organized so perfect. It was so sweet. It was so awesome. And I miss it. I miss the organization, and I'm gonna get there. 6 months to a year, probably less time than all that. And when my power is stable and I have a firewood shed to put my firewood in instead of like a pile on the ground, but that's another project, build a firewood shed. What does that look like? I don't know. I'm trying to think about solar. At the same time, I'm trying to make sure that my animals are all good and okay. And I need the ducks because the ducks are eating the bugs, so I can even be out here without picking 400 ticks off myself. Everything's going great. Couldn't be better. My life could not be better. And I'm still frustrated because of organization and animals inconveniencing me when all I want to do is work for 8 hours on a single project, and I can't work 2 hours on a single project without this and that and this to decide and that to decide, and it's all over the place. And maybe I bit off more than I can chew, except for I didn't, because I can. I know I can, and I will. I just got to fight this mental thing. So yeah, check this out. Homesteader guy, stupid successful. Money really doesn't seem to be an issue, and yet the same mental thing. Anyway, if you're planning on homesteading, you're going to become mentally overwhelmed and exhausted. Whether you're succeeding at it, failing at it, just scraping by, it's going to happen because you're trying to build something out of nothing. You're trying to do stuff that you've probably not done before, because homesteading requires you to do all kinds of stuff that you never thought you'd have to do and ever have to worry about. And you've got to cut all the firewood, and when trees fall in your way, then you got to deal with that. And I am a planning person. I like to plan everything out, and nothing goes according to plan. And honestly, I'm used to that. The whole thing of me not having stuff where it's supposed to be drives me nuts. And why is it not where it's supposed to be? Because I bought a land with nothing and I couldn't afford a garage, so I didn't build a garage. Eventually I had some crappy carport. Well, now like I've literally got mud waves flowing in there and covering up my stuff, which is probably what I'm looking for. Anyway, that's really it. I'm the most blessed homesteader on the planet. Everything's going great. I have to get over my mind. And if you decide to homestead or do some kind of lifestyle like this, you'll just have to do it too, and you'll get over it and you'll be fine. But understand that what you fight the hardest with the most is literally going to be yourself when you're homesteading. Anyway, just kind of a rant, kind of frustrated. I don't normally make videos when I'm frustrated. I sound pretty calm when I'm frustrated. It's all good. I shouldn't even have a reason to complain. Everything is perfect, except for my mind, but I'll get there. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one, and that is a raw, pretty much slightly edited video of just Nate complaining about something when everything is perfect, when he should just shut up and get back to work. Have a good one, guys.
With the beard and the vision, he narrates his life, cutting firewood, draining beasts away from city strife. The ducks, they roam freely, a quiet army true. Muscovies in the meadow, foraging in the dew. Lord Minion, small but grand, he's the kingdom's pride. Chasing out the odds with nothing at my side, but when it's time to collect, it's not this.